Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. It's Sarah, Less of Sarah, and happy Friday! Today would normally be my weekly update, but because yesterday I did my 6-month update, and just to make things easier on me, the scale didn't move at all today anyway. I will not have a weekly update this week, but you didn't miss much. I lost 1.5 pounds. And my weight is 296. Yeah, 296. So this week, if anything exciting had happened, trust me, I would have made a separate update, but it really hasn't. So I've just been catching up from being in New York and all of that stuff. So today is the 5th part, or the 5th installment of my 6-month Surgiversary series. Sorry, my hair is like sticking out. There we go. Yeah, I just did that. And if you guys have joined me for the first 4 parts this week, then thank you. I appreciate that. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about what it's like to be 6 months out from weight loss surgery. So I had my vertical sleeve gastrectomy in Mexicali, Mexico with Dr. Aceves 6 months ago yesterday. And so I can officially say that yesterday and today I am actually 6 months out and down 124 pounds since surgery and 164 pounds from my highest weight. And so I just sort of wanted to talk about, I guess, how I felt about surgery beforehand and whether I'm in the place that I thought I would be pre-surgery, and also something that I thought would be kind of cool to do would be to go back to my 10 things I won't miss about being morbidly obese video, which was from basically 4 months ago, and see whether any of those things had changed in that time. So I think that was about 70, 75, something like that, pounds ago as well. So see what's changed. So first off, I want to say if you've watched any of my pre-op videos, I talked a lot about how I had sort of, I guess at a certain point, given up and kind of lost hope of ever being, I don't even know if normal is the word, but back to, where I was as a teenager, back in the 200s instead of the 300s or the 400s. I really think I don't know that I'd completely given up hope, but I think I'd given up on the idea that it would ever really happen for me. I was actually talking about that with Corey J. Cook the other night. We were talking about that, how you don't really ever think that you're going to actually get to goal or get to, a place that's even smaller. I mean, Corey was saying he's smaller than he was in high school. And I think he's smaller than he was for part of elementary school as well. So, I mean, that's crazy to me. So yeah, I think I was in that place where I didn't think it was going to happen. And then, I had thought about weight loss surgery before. I think everyone who's substantially overweight has thought about it. And I don't know. I said there wasn't one day when I just woke up and thought, that's it, I have to have weight loss surgery. Now it's too much. It wasn't like I stepped on the scale. I wasn't weighing myself, to be honest. So it wasn't like I stepped on the scale and, saw 460 and went, oh, holy. It wasn't like I had an experience, a specific thing that convinced me that it was time. It just organically seemed to kind of happen. And I said before surgery, I just felt like it was my time, and I still feel that way. And weight loss surgery has changed my life. And I'm sure you've heard that before. And it sounds very like, I don't know, like infomercial testimonial type stuff. Like, this product changed my life. It did really change my life. There are lots of things about my life that are exactly the same, don't get me wrong. Weight loss surgery doesn't solve your problems. It doesn't, fix everything for you. It would be great if it did. It doesn't. But it has enriched my life so much because it has freed me. I don't think that I would have said that I felt like my weight held me back that much before I had surgery. But I realize now that it did. I realize now that my body was like a prison. And it imprisoned my mind as well. And I'm going to talk about that more a little bit later. But, am I free of that? No. I still have a long way to go, but I feel like, instead of being in solitary, now I'm in like the, low security prison where they like let you out for a couple hours a day. I know that's a weird analogy, but that's how it feels, I almost feel like at 460 pounds, I was in solitary confinement, and now I can be out amongst the general population, and feel okay. So, would I do it again? Absolutely. I wouldn't change anything about my experience, to be honest. It was great. I love my surgeon. I think he did an amazing job. I was happy with everything. I've been very happy with my plan so far. I know the one thing I had said was I wish I had started exercising earlier than at 3 months. And I do wish I did start, but I wish I had done more. Let's put it that way. Before the time that I did. But in the last 3 months that I have been working out, lifting weights, doing cardio, all that stuff, I've noticed a huge improvement in my fitness, and clearly I've lost weight during that time as well. So yeah, it continues to be the best thing I ever did. Do I have any complications or any problems? To be honest, I don't. Outside of the very normal things that happen to a lot of weight loss surgery patients. So number one, yes, I've lost hair. I continue to lose hair. I'm lucky that I have quite a bit of hair. So, and it seems to be slowing down a bit, I would say. I don't lose as much hair as I was, or at least the last few weeks I haven't been. So maybe it's the end of the really crazy part. Who knows? I do have issues sometimes with, I'm guessing it's my blood pressure. I hesitate to say blacking out because that sounds scary. I've never actually blacked out, but I'll get up from a sitting position or get up from lying down and I'll feel, dizzy. Things will start going black. My legs will start shaking, like my legs are going to give out. And I really think that can only be one of two things. Either it's blood sugar related or it's blood pressure related. Or it could be a combination of both. I actually have an appointment with my doctor this coming week, so I'm going to mention that stuff to her. But again, it's something I know lots of people deal with post-weight loss surgery. Obviously, I have excess skin, but it's not really to a point that it affects me mentally, but not really physically that much. I do get rashes. Mostly, actually, where I used to get rashes was under my stomach. And those actually are not as bad anymore, but where I do get rashes now quite badly is under my breasts and in between my breasts, unfortunately. So there's a lot of like Gold Bond and stuff like that going on in my life. But it's a small price to pay. I was trying to think if there's anything else that I can really, that's the only thing that I can say is like a complication. Oh, and I'm cold all the time. Like it's been in the last couple of days, it's been basically in the 90s, or feeling like it was in the 90s, or almost 100 degrees here with high humidity. And normally I would be sweating buckets. I would do everything to avoid going outside in this weather, and it's been totally fine. I don't really even sweat that much anymore. I don't feel the heat the same way. It's probably like 85 degrees in my house right now because we don't have the air conditioning on very high because I'm the one that's home all day and I'm not cold. I'm not cold. I'm not warm right now. I'm not cold. I'm kind of okay at the moment. So yeah, those are the only things that have changed, I guess, or the only side effects that I can say I've encountered. So I'm gonna, sorry, itchy nose. That's not attractive, is it? No. I'm going to go through the 10 things that I talked about, or some of the things that I talked about in my 10 things I won't miss about being morbidly obese video. Seatbelt extenders was the first one. So in people's cars, in airplanes, not an issue anymore. Haven't been in a car recently, in anyone's car, where the seatbelt hasn't fit. And the last flight I went on, my seatbelt fit just fine. So that is totally not an issue any longer. Having to buy 2 seats on the airplane, also not an issue. Only had 1 seat, fit in it totally fine. Could put down the armrest, put down the tray table. So that was a big victory. Not fitting in chairs and in booths and that sort of thing. Again, completely cured of that. I fit everywhere. I've sat in some pretty small chairs, or at least small, you know, in my mind recently, and haven't had any issues with that. Furniture anxiety. So being afraid to sit in a chair and think you might break it, like patio chairs and that sort of thing, those plastic chairs. Having to sit in a chair that's too narrow with hard sides where it like digs in and bruises you. Haven't had that experience in months. Have sat on the patio a couple of times lately in those cheap ass plastic chairs, and I have to admit the anxiety was still there, but I sat in the chair did not break. So the anxiety is not totally gone, but the issue is getting a lot better. Sweating, I just talked about that. I don't really sweat anymore. I used to sweat profusely. Like right now, even in my air-conditioned house, because it would be humid outside, I would probably be sweating if I exerted myself at all. Hasn't really been happening, so I won't cry if that doesn't continue. Or if it continues not to happen. General like pain, fatigue, aches and pains, that's gotten much better, generally speaking. I don't think my energy level is still where it needs to be. I don't know if it's because I don't eat enough calories. I do take B12. Maybe I need more. Again, all that's going to be checked out this week. I may need to do something like B12 shots instead of just taking it orally. But my energy, I could have more, but it's definitely improved. General aches and pains have improved, but I have been having a back problem that started shortly after I started losing weight. I think it's partially a nerve issue because I do have tingly, burning sort of sensation. It's not my lower back, it's sort of mid back, and it's only on one side, it's on the left-hand side. So I don't really know what that's about, but I'm going to have to get it checked out soon because it's been very painful. And also my tailbone is an issue. My tailbone protrudes a lot and I have problems sitting for a long period of time. I have problems sitting on the floor, like when I'm making these videos. I have problems when I'm working out, doing certain things where I have to lie on my back. So that's not great, but it is what it is. But generally those things have all improved. Clothing, I was saying it's not that I mind plus size clothing, but I hated always feeling like my clothes didn't fit right, and I would always be adjusting everything to try and cover my stomach or whatever, and I find I don't do that as much anymore for sure, and now I can pretty much shop in any store that has plus sizes. So those stores that I used to not be able to shop in because they were like 14 to 24 and I was like a 28 or a 30 or a 32 or whatever. Not an issue anymore. So I can shop in pretty much any plus size store, which for me is actually a victory. Regular size clothing stores will still take a while, but yeah, it's good times. Personal space, that's when I talked about too, not liking to sit right next to people or to feel like I was in their personal space. I'm sure that has improved as I've physically gotten smaller. I'm still concerned about it. I still have anxiety about it. But it's gotten better, and I think it's going to take a long time for me to really adjust to that. No matter what size I am, I think I'll just have that fat girl mentality, but I'm hoping it will improve over time. Physical limitations, so not being able to like go on rides at amusement parks or parasail or bungee jump or zip line or any of that cool stuff. I'm getting there. Most of those things still have like a 250 or 275 pound weight limit as far as like adventure activities, but I'm getting close, and I haven't been to an amusement park yet, but I would say I probably would fit on most things now. It would be a lot better than it used to be, that's for sure. So that's improved. Hunger was one that I talked about. My hunger is definitely improved. I mean, I won't talk about it in this video, but you've heard me say it before. Basically, my hunger is just starting to come back, and it's nothing like it used to be. And anxiety was the last one, and again, I already talked about that in this video, but that social anxiety of people staring at you, thinking you're a freak show, not wanting to be near you, judging you, it obviously is still ongoing. I'm still slightly less than 300 pounds, so I'm still obese, but nothing like it used to be. So after 6 months, I don't know if I could be any happier with the way things have gone, and I appreciate everything that's happened so far. So talk to you guys soon. Bye.